Johnathan Torres, welcome to the Succeed booth here at the USTRC Finals on 2026 here in the John Justin Arena. Jonathan, you win some, you lose some. You had a great night last night. You guys won in San Angelo, and here you have a little bit of a rough day here, but you're off to a great start for the year.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. We're at the cinch shootout last night. So me and Nelson Wyatt actually
Yeah,
got the win over there. So that was
yeah,
pretty cool. But yeah, you do
yeah.
win some and you do lose some, that's for sure.
And we're all competitive and we all like that. We all like the highs a little bit better. But Jonathan, one of the things I noticed about you is you go with a lot of different headers. So you've got to adjust to all of those different types of ropers and their horses and that sort of thing. And how does that change your style and your game and how you prepare?
I guess I've just been the one that happened that way. Like,
Yeah.
at the NFR, so it's top 15 headers and top 15 heelers. And
Yeah.
it's happened that I might have got into another rodeo with another header and maybe did good with them. So our money was off. But at the end of the day, I think no matter what, I'm just trying to do my job. And just just trust what we do and trust the plan. And no matter what, like
Mhm.
I'm expecting them to be doing their job. So it
Yeah.
just, and like you said, I've watched other headers. So yes, there is little things that a guy might think about, but
Yeah.
really at the end of the day, just backing in there, I know they're going to give it all. And, pretty much knowing that I'm going to give it all and just do the best I can and,
Yeah.
just hope it turns out.
Talk about the string of horses that you have in your trailer.
So I got a horse named Scooter, and he's actually owned by Jared Fillmore.
Yeah.
And the Fillmore family, they let me lease him and ride him. And
Nice.
so he's a 10 or 11-year-old bay, and I've been able to ride him since June.
Yeah.
And that's what I rode at the NFR, and that's what I rode last night. And mainly the rodeo deal, it'd be nice to win like the horse of the year with him.
Yeah.
But I also got two new mares. One's Ice Baby, sorrel mare. Her name's Ice Baby. I bought her from Shea Carroll, and then I have a roan mare also that come from them as well. And so I have those three that I'm thinking that I'm gonna probably take this summer.
Yeah.
And yeah, that,
And I interviewed your wife a little bit earlier, and she's pretty excited about those two new horses.
yes, ma'am.
Like, I mean, she showed a lot more excitement maybe about those two horses than you do. I
Yeah.
feel like you held back a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're great horses. They're trained by great one. Andy Holcomb pretty much trained the roan mare. Her
Yeah.
name's Kitty, and then Shay is pretty much trained the sorrel mare. So I think it's fun. They're 7 and 8 years old, so I think
Yeah.
they're great at what they do, but they still haven't seen like this side of it, meaning
Yeah.
like the 3 second runs. And so like I
Yeah.
just think the transitioning will be fun. And I don't know, I'm excited as well. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little picky maybe, and I
Yeah.
just don't want to like either way be like, like, oh, like it's all, it's
Yeah.
perfect, which it is. They are
Yeah.
great horses. And, and I'm just hoping, it turns out like we all think, but they are very nice horses. And I like that they're mares and stuff, I think there's a lot of opportunity with those coming up. So, yep. And I just started on Succeed as well. So they do love that. At first, they were a little
Yeah.
standoffish, but we
Yeah.
got them fixed pretty quick.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yep,
They like it now.
they like it now. Yep.
So talk about growing up. Did you grow up in this industry?
Yes, I guess kind of. My parents were from South Florida, and me and my brother always roped together. He was the header, and I was the heeler.
Yeah.
And but we grew up in South Florida, and they treat it more like I guess I would say like a hobby, maybe.
Yeah.
And so I guess I grew up around it. My dad had a good friend, and he rodeoed professionally and stuff like that, and that's who kind of got us going. And he'd pick us up from school, and that would keep us all going. He's pretty much that one that brought us up, and then it's
Yeah.
always been me and my brother. So he was the header, and I was the healer. Went to college together, and we've always been around it. And I guess I don't know, just never quit and just tried to be the best.
Yeah.
Just we've always, wanted to make the NFR
Yeah.
and, make a name for ourselves. And just
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, my parents are Cuban, and there's never really been very many like Cuban-American like team ropers and
Yeah.
stuff. So like, I thought it was pretty cool to kind of, we got pretty good following and stuff like that. It was
Yeah.
pretty cool to kind of, not even make a difference, but just I know it's hard to make it here from where we started.
You bet.
So I just think it's pretty cool, like just never giving up and just pretty much just reaching, always reaching for the stars and just, just never
Yeah.
giving up. And this is where we ended up, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, and look at where you're at. You're one of the most elite healers in the country. I
Yes, ma'am.
mean, you guys are you're just doing incredibly well and qualifying for the NFR. little boy you would probably never imagine the patches that you have on the shirt and sitting here being interviewed and being a succeed athlete and all these other great sponsors that you have too. So who were those mentors in your life that helped you reach this level?
I mean, my dad and my brothers, they both, my older brother lives in South Florida, and then it's always been me and my brother. My brother pretty much was like my dad kind of when we went to college and
Yeah,
stuff like that. My brother's 3 years older than me, Josh, and he's the
yeah,
header. And so, like, he's
yeah,
kind of always been the captain a little bit, somewhat leading the way, starting with my dad and then my
yeah,
oldest brother. And then just hard work and, just trusting the plan and,
yeah,
yeah, pretty much. I would say my brother and my dad, I mean, they've pretty much given us opportunity to do whatever we want, just
yeah,
go to school, I mean, no matter what, have a backup plan. We both went to college and got our degrees and stuff. So
yeah.
just in case
Smart.
it was, I mean, my parents probably wouldn't have let us, do the whole deal if we wouldn't have gone to college.
The education was important to them.
Yep, exactly.
Right,
So,
especially, coming from Cuba
yeah,
and the opportunities that you have here in
exactly.
the States
Pretty
that
much.
weren't available if they had ever stayed in
Exactly.
Cuba, so
Yeah, for, like, them, pretty much, like,
yeah,
them they didn't go to college, and stuff and, whatever, so I just thought that was pretty cool that, I've had really my dad, my brothers, I mean, my wife, she's pretty
your
awesome.
wife is amazing.
Yeah,
I
she's
mean, she is roping right in there with the men.
yeah.
What is it like for you to practice with your wife?
Oh, it's awesome. I got a pretty much a built-in partner all the time,
Yeah,
and, yeah, no, it's just trying to make her better also, and I think
yeah,
it like, she likes
for
to come and
sure.
compete and, like,
Yeah,
I only, like, ever tell her stuff or, like, when we practice, like, do it for a purpose,
yeah,
and just, like, she's, try to get her the best horses and try to, pretty much be the best at her game, like, she's a 6 header now, and just
yeah,
for a girl, like, there's probably maybe a handful of girls that are probably, like,
yeah,
a number 6 header, so, like,
yeah,
I think that's or female, I think that's pretty cool. I'm not saying that, it just that there's any difference, I just think it's harder for,
yeah,
obviously there's so many younger guys and,
yeah,
stuff that do it all the time. And like,
yeah,
she's obviously, a woman, so she's got to do different things also. And then
yeah.
plus rope, like, no, she's amazing. Yeah, she's the whole package for sure.
Yeah, and what struck me is that she has the confidence to go rope with the men.
For
Like,
sure.
there is not she does not and today really was my first time meeting her,
Mhm.
but she has that confidence, like,
Yeah.
she's not intimidated by
Yeah.
the men,
Nope. Nope.
right?
No, no, exactly. Yeah, she's for sure, she's great, like, to be around and stuff, and yeah, like, just the always, like you said, the confidence and just knowing that we're working hard enough, just
Yeah,
trust the process and, like,
yeah,
I mean, I think she's helped a lot in a lot of different
yeah.
ways and, yeah, try to do the same back for sure for her.
So when you're going and looking for new horses, I mean, is it a team? Like,
Yeah.
with you and your wife, I mean, are you both like,
Yeah, I
"Look what
might
these horses and
exactly, we
this is
might
gonna
come
fit
here
you?"
yeah, we might come to an event or something and be like, did you see that horse?" Like,
Yeah,
"What do you think?" Like, maybe, and like,
yeah,
"Oh, I might have seen that one," and then I might get her to video some runs and stuff, and try to
yeah,
just, I guess, do some homework,
yeah,
and just I mean, I think good horses are hard to find, and I
yeah,
think there's a lot of opportunity right now, so most people don't wanna sell their best horse, and if so, it's probably gonna cost a lot, but
yeah.
yes, yes, as a team, everything's a team, and, I think when there's more than one, I feel like, you have more opportunity to, be the best.
Yeah. So when you're running up and down the road like you do, how important is it for you to keep those horses on a routine and keeping their feed and their medication and all of that?
I think it's a lot more important than some people think, probably. That's honestly like people see it like when you come here, you see places like your horse's coat, like I mean, all that stuff is like you said, like my wife, she's great about like, feeding on time, or like we're great about like feeding on time and at the same time and like, hey, did you give Succeed today? Hey, did you give Prevocox today? Like
Yeah.
everyone's kind of, always making sure that I feel like, yes, that is, on point. And then that's the most important thing, I think, for pretty much like a person,
Yeah.
I'd pretty much think, hey, you want, like, if you're hungry, like you would like to eat, so
Yeah.
like,
I
I
get
think,
hangry.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. That word hangry, they say. But yes, I think that's really important and especially on the road, like,
Yeah.
because our hours are, even feeding on the trailer or whatever whatever, maybe double succeeding if we need to, if it was a long haul or like, just little things like that, I think do make more of a difference. And I think it just takes time. Unfortunately, some people maybe take a little bit longer time to figure it out,
Yeah.
but it would be impossible, obviously, without
Yeah.
your horse to
Yeah.
get to where you're at.
Yeah.
So, and everybody can say this, I bet, like, looking back, like, man, you always had that one horse, like, man, I wish I would have taken care of him better. Like, not even that you did it for any reason, but you maybe didn't know, like that, hey, like this does make a huge difference. And like without him, like when you get out here, everybody's got a good horse, everybody ropes good. So
Yeah.
like, how can we like get ahead of the competition or like beat the edge? Like, okay, like, give your, have your horse feeling the best. So when he shows
Yeah.
up, he feels better or the best compared to somebody else's horse. I mean,
Right. Right.
I think that is really important. Yeah.
It's just that little edge that can make up those few
Yes.
seconds.
Exactly. Exactly. Tense, anymore it's so tight. It's just tense and then everything's gotten, like I said, everything's just it's gotten so, I don't know, just I guess updated or there's so many different opportunities I think people have and like it is like there's only a few ways you can get the edge on the competition and like
Yeah.
that's not a hard way, and I think that's one of the more important ways that most guys maybe not saying don't believe, but maybe don't try to or don't
Yeah.
see it or so
Yeah.
that's that's a pretty important part, I think.
Yeah. How do you handle the pressure? Like, what do you do to? I mean, these are such high pressure moments. I mean, we're talking 3, 4 second runs. Like, how do you handle that pressure? Is switching for? And I mean, that's a lot of pressure on the healer.
There's a lot of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure on the healer.
Honestly, it's I wouldn't I don't even know if it's a challenge, but I do feel like there's, I think just thinking of a few, of the right, I guess, words maybe, or you tell yourself before you go, like, no matter what, like just trust, take a few seconds or whatever is I before I back in there and I just tell myself, hey, like, no matter what, like do the best you can.
Yeah.
You know, you're prepared, trust with,
Yeah.
trust your horse, trust yourself, and trust your partner and just what it is way easier said than done,
Yeah.
but just trying to block it out like literally and just the focusing part for me, I feel like is sometimes can get a little not even foggy or like scratchy or maybe I wouldn't say inconsistent, but it's hard. I think you can lose focus very easy. And especially in high pressure situations, you know how it is. A person's mind might be thinking not negative thoughts, but like, oh, I remember when that, like, you don't want that to
You don't let
happen.
it. You don't let that in.
Exactly. I try to just, what I mean, be as positive as possible, no matter what, just do the best you can. And hey, just see where it falls.
Yeah. No, I love that. What's your favorite event?
Team roping.
Other,
And
but
team
so
roping?
team roping, but what
Oh,
facility?
yeah,
Like
okay,
which
okay,
like
sorry.
event? No, you're fine. What? But
Um,
I'm glad that you love team roping
yeah.
because do you have other events that you compete in?
Oh, no, ma'am. Not professionally or
Okay.
nothing. Nope. I like in college, I like calf roped, but
Yeah.
no, not. So favorite event,
NFR?
yeah, NFR. That's probably a pretty,
NFR. I've
yeah,
had other people say Cheyenne Frontier
yep,
Days,
yep, yep.
Reno.
I would say NFR is my for sure favorite event.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah.
NFR for sure.
Yeah. Just the atmosphere
Atmosphere
and
and like people ask, and it's really hard to explain the feeling that you get in there. And
yeah.
no matter what, like I've been there 4 years consecutively. So that's,
Yeah. It's
40,
incredible.
that's 40 steers that I've run there. And no matter what, I feel like the 41st steer, hopefully
Yeah.
is going to feel probably not like the first one, but
Yeah.
it's going to feel like a new one again. It's just like you said, the atmosphere and just the amount of money that we can rope for in that many
Yeah.
seconds against that many teams and just the opportunity that a guy has to meet, other people and just grow. There's a lot of
Yeah.
opportunity, I feel like, period in the Western industry. And then
Yeah.
say you go there to like the NFR and like that's the Super Bowl, like
Yeah.
that's your opportunity if you want to team up with people that might help each other, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like to for both of us to like be, reach the top, and like it's in Las Vegas, national television. I mean, it's worldwide. Like
Yeah.
not only that, but and showing up there and actually like it's obviously great to make the NFR, but you still have to show up there and like do your job and like
Yeah.
show them that you belong there, which is
Yeah.
not like that matters, but it really does, like
Yeah.
you need to show up there and like this is what we do. So if we don't do good at the Super Bowl, it's gonna for sure affect like next year,
Yeah.
or whatever the case is. But definitely the best event, yes, that
Yeah.
we go to every year for sure, and that's the one we want to be at.
So there's been a little bit of talk about perhaps that maybe it's time to change venues and look to a bigger facility.
Yep.
How would you feel about leaving the Thomas and Mack?
I don't. I don't really don't know if you could get the Thomas and Mack feel anywhere else. I know it's
Yeah.
not sad to say, but I guess I don't know. That would be like I said. I don't. It's I what I know obviously, and like for people that have made it, maybe even like more than me, like in previous years,
Yeah.
I would feel like that's what they know also. But yeah, I just think that yellow arena, Las Vegas. I mean, just the whole. I'm pretty sure it's one of the biggest events that happens in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It and the Indy car race. I mean,
Yeah.
that's worldwide.
Yeah.
That's so like I think it would. Change always is a little different, but you never know. I mean,
Yeah.
there's more opportunity for everybody to do better. It would be
Yeah.
hard not to, but I think it would change the feel of it.
Change
Yes.
the feel of it.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, just and for the spectators,
Yes.
competitors,
Yes.
for all of
Yep.
us. I mean, is it packed in there and
Yes.
is it tight and is
Yes.
it more complicated? Yes, but it's that feel.
Yes.
It's that atmosphere.
Goosebumps and just wow, I don't it's just an amazing feel.
Do you like the part do you like the dress up part, the number
Yeah,
ceremony and
yes,
like that
yes.
part of
Yeah,
it?
that's cool. That's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't mind it. Yeah, we like that pretty good. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just one of the all of us team ropers kind of, that's a night that we kind of all pretty much just hang out and just take a deep breath
Yeah.
pretty much before the week starts and pretty much all year, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just a nice time and just
Yeah.
relax, family and friends, and just
Yeah.
get ready for what's
Yeah.
next in 10 days. But yeah, we like it all. I mean, pretty much like to the colors and the like the patriotic night, pink night, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like to just be a part of all that stuff and just
Yeah.
yeah, just make it for a fun time.
Uh, well, I know that we're very proud to have you on Team Succeed, and we're going to cheer really loud for you this year. So thanks so much for sitting down with me,
Yes, ma'am.
and together we succeed.
Yes. Yep. Thank you, Succeed, for everything you guys do for us in the Western industry, for me and our horses. And if you haven't gave your horse Succeed, check them out.